I'm John Connolly, Manager of Video Programming for Ascension 21. Welcome to Inside Ascension, a show designed to give you an inside look at the people and services of Ascension Parish government.
And I'm Clint Falcon, Video Production Specialist and Producer for Ascension 21. In this episode, we'll visit the Ascension Counseling Center and discuss a common mental health condition that is largely misunderstood by friends and family of those who have it, and until recently, those who have treated it.
We'll also have a story about turning dreams into reality, how two young men with a vision are now basking in the sunlight of accomplishment for all to enjoy.
And we'll close the show with some lagniappe from an Ascension Parish ambassador on location at the crown jewel of Louisiana's River Road.
So if you will, please stay with us, watch and enjoy as we take you inside Ascension.
Here's a look inside Ascension. The Ascension Parish spirit of cooperation was never more evident than it was recently at a house fire near Gonzales. More than 50 volunteer firefighters from the 7th District, Sandoval, Galvez Lake, and Gonzales departments responded to the call. Chief James LeBlanc said one of the residents, a woman in a wheelchair, was rescued by firefighter Mike Bro moments before the house exploded.
First of all, I've been knowing Mike for quite a number of years before we both had gray hair. It's been a long time, and I know what type of character this man has, and it's always been giving to the community. He's always volunteered. If you go anywhere around, especially the Sandoval area, you will see Mike Bro if there's an event that is charitable or giving. He gives his time, and he's just a great guy. He's a good citizen in Ascension Parish, and of course this past weekend demonstrated how great a guy he is. And I'm proud of Mike and proud of all the volunteer firemen in Ascension Parish. They do a wonderful job.
The family of 12 were relocated using Leadership Ascension's mass casualty bus and given temporary residence in the Ascension Firehouse, and were assisted by the American Red Cross. Chief LeBlanc says the combined effort of all the people, agencies, and businesses that helped the family is something our entire community should be proud of. Donations to the local chapter of the American Red Cross can be made by calling 225-291-4533 or by going online at www.redcross.org. The Ascension Parish government, in cooperation with Keep Ascension Beautiful, Keep Louisiana Beautiful, the Recycling Foundation, and Walmart, encourage all Ascension Parish residents to recycle. You can bring your recyclables to the Recycling Roadshow, the first Saturday of every month from 9 a.m. till 1 p.m. at the Prairieville Walmart on Airline Highway. You can also drop off recyclables at the bin located in the DPW parking lot on Church Point Road in Gonzales. If you'd like to volunteer at the Recycling Roadshow, contact Environmental Supervisor Terrence Irvin at 621-5772. It's a great way for volunteer groups or people needing service hours to help keep Ascension beautiful. Groundbreaking for the new park at Keystone of Galvez subdivision was held recently. The park is located on 2 acres off Timberstone Drive at Henderson Bayou and will have playground equipment, a pavilion, picnic tables, and a concrete walking trail, among other features. And that's not the only new park opening in Ascension Parish. After the break, John Connolly takes us to another one, specifically geared to certain off-the-wall activities. Stay right there, we'll be right back.
you earn your GED diploma, the barriers in your life fall. Take the first step and get free GED information in your area at 1-877-38-YOUR-GED or yourged.org. Earn your GED diploma and begin your brighter future.
Coming home can be hard if you're a veteran of Iraq or Afghanistan. You may feel like you're all alone. But you're not alone. At iava.org, your fellow vets are all around you. Join our free online community, get the resources you need, and connect to other vets who know where you're coming from. iava.org. We've got your back.
The old saying is persistence pays. The phrase couldn't be truer for Brandon Bennett and Jordan Perkins, who had a vision as teenagers 6 years ago, and now as young men in their 20s have seen it become a reality.
We began about 6 years ago and started our nonprofit organization about 4, and just getting involved with the parish and showing the need for this and showing people, the parish, how much they needed a skate park and how much it'll mean to everybody and stuff.
Their vision was a skate park in Gonzales. Sounds simple enough. Other cities have them, Baton Rouge, Hammond. But why should they have to go so far away to skate when they ought to be able to do it right here in Ascension Parish?
When I first came to work for the parish, I was kind of like the over the recreation, but not the recreation director, and Sherry Kinchin was working hard with Brandon and with Jordan, and they just wouldn't go away. They just wouldn't take no for an answer, and they said, we're not going anywhere. And then whenever I became recreation director, we started doing a little selling job with all the council members, and and we got good reception from Tommy and the council members, and before you know it, they was all on board.
Many years in the makings, and I certainly want to thank all of you guys for your persistence. I think it's a wonderful addition to our other recreation facilities, and gives us another activity that the children and the young kids and young adults can enjoy. I know there's several people that's in their 30s and 40s that do this also, so I think it's kind of universal. But I just am glad that you guys have been persistent the way you have to make this a reality. And I had my dirt boots over here.
Yeah.
This is hard dirt. They're doing a good job of packing.
We already loosened up the dirt. Last time in the back.
Go ahead.
On 3, 1, 2, 3.
Slated to go in as a 2-phase project. The first phase being about 4,800 square feet, and it's going to include a couple of what they call tacos on the far end of where the guy's doing dirt work right now. There are going to be 2 semicircular bowls, one on either corner, so that the skaters can come in and turn and go vertical. There's going to be a platform right in the middle right here. There's going to be a high 6-foot quarter pipe on this side and a shorter 3 or 4 foot quarter pipe on the other side. There'll be grind rails, granite benches for obstacles. The second phase is going to come down off of this, and there'll be another bowl on this end. There'll be a series of steps and then more grind rails and benches. We did something in the first phase that would be large enough so that skaters would be able to make complete loops, not get bored, because that's one of the biggest problems with these things, is that once it gets used for a little while, people get used to it and they get bored. We also wanted to make it to where a novice could come in, a younger kid could come in and learn, as well as some of the older guys that are a little bit more experienced.
I know it's going to be a beautiful park when it's finished. These guys, hardcore, is not fooling around. They're actually moving a lot quicker than we anticipated. So hopefully by February, March, you'll be out here skating, and we can come and cut the ribbon, and that'll make make everybody happy, and we'll be proud. And I'm glad that we're building this in the city of Gonzales.
When Garney and the president had called, we said, look, be glad to do it because, like you said, Tommy, it's a whole new sporting event, actually, for the city and the parish.
But the location where this is in the center of the city of Gonzales, which is a great location, and we were tickled to death to get it, because it will allow a lot of kids, different ages, from right close by here to be able to walk and get dropped off by their parents. And we feel like it's going to get a lot of use, and hopefully once it gets in, people see how well it's going to do. That'll kind of be the impetus to begin fundraising for the second phase, and hopefully in the next 3 to 5 years we can have the second phase in.
From the looks of it, word travels fast. As you can see, skateboarders are already taking advantage of the park.
I look at these young guys, you know, wanting something to do, and they like skateboarding. It's no different like in baseball or football or anything else. And they do a super job whenever we ask them to help us. Brandon and Jordan's always been there for us. They pushed it, they raised money, they got extra money. They want to spend it for the ribbon cutting whenever we open the park. They said that they wanted to spend it, you know, make it a real special event. And they're just super individuals. I mean, they're not kids. I mean, they're grown men. I mean, Brandon was 18 when he started, and he's more probably 24 or 25 now, and he finally realized their dream. They wanted a skate park. It goes to show you the government does listen to the public.
I almost didn't believe it was happening. Like, I told Brandon that on the way here. I was like, I feel like they're just going to cancel on us and tell us that it's not building a skate park anymore. You know, too much trouble, but it's happening. I'm happy.
You see it. You see it right here behind us. So this is it. This is our work, our 6 years of work, and persistent and staying with it. So it's crazy. I came out here about a week ago and they told me that this thing was, they had started drawing up the lines and everything, and I was like, no. And I came walk out here and saw the lines, and I was just like, whoa, it's here.
Cook foods to the right temperature using a food thermometer. 3,000 Americans will die from food poisoning this year. Keep your family safer. Check your steps at foodsafety.gov.
You realize that 49 million Americans struggle with hunger? That's 1 out of every 6 Americans.
These people are around us every day. They're our friends, they're our coworkers, their kids go to school with our kids.
Sometimes we're not even aware that they're struggling. This problem is closer than you think. So is the solution.
Play a role in ending hunger. Visit feedingamerica.org/hunger and find your local food bank.
In recent years, attention deficit and hyperactivity disorder has had a rebirth of understanding. At one time, medication seemed to be the only option to resolve the misunderstood diagnosis. But now, a newer appreciation for the complexity of the condition has led to progress in making those suffering from it live a better life. We sat down with the director of the Ascension Counseling Center to discuss ADHD and how the center can help.
Ascension Counseling Center is a part of Ascension Parish government. We are a mental health and substance abuse treatment facility, and we've been an important part of this community for at least 50 years. Ascension Parish is very unique because it's only one of 3 parishes in the state of Louisiana that believes that mental health and substance abuse treatment are so important, it's actually supported by the parish. We're supported by a 2-mill property tax that the generous voters of Ascension Parish have renewed 5 times.
This generosity is given back to the community in many ways. Besides community involvement with local charitable organizations and local schools, the center provides high-quality, professionally staffed mental health and substance abuse counseling for little to no money to Ascension Parish residents who are looking for assistance.
People that live in our parish don't realize that we're there, or don't know that you don't have to have insurance to go there. You can go there and we work strictly on your income. You could pay $2 to come in and see a doctor, to see a therapist. I mean, those are the things that a lot of our people don't realize.
One of these services is providing help for children and adults who suffer from attention deficit hyperactivity disorder, also known as ADHD. Imagine, if you would, watching a television that is constantly changing the channel after drinking several cups of coffee. Over 5.2 million children and teenagers suffer from this condition, according to the Center for Disease Control and Prevention. The Ascension Counseling Center is available to help people of all ages in Ascension Parish with ADHD create a more satisfying life.
Children with ADHD actually are very smart, and it's usually the smart children who have that, but they appear not so bright, and so they're told all the time, you need to pay attention, you need to sit still, you need to try harder, you're not smart. They get a lot of negative messages sometimes from parents and from teachers and from their friends. I know one child who had ADHD and he was anxious. It was hard for him to sit in the classroom. It was hard for him to be quiet, to sit still. And anytime he was told to sit still by the teacher, not only was he inviting a lot of comments from the teacher and a lot of reprimands, but he was irritating all the students. He couldn't sit still and be quiet during a test, and all of the other students were angry with him. And so he was being rejected, he was being made fun of, he was being bullied, he was being sent out of the classroom a lot. And then his parents would be so disappointed, and then he would get punished at home for the same things. And then and these children can spend literally all night trying to do homework, and then they can't remember their homework. So they go home and they don't remember, they haven't written it down, that the teacher writes it on the board and it's not on Edline. They can't remember it. So now they're sitting there and they can't tell their parents what their homework is, and they're being scolded, and the parents are tired, they've worked all day. And so it's really hard for them.
As far back as 1902, attention deficit hyperactivity disorder, as it's known today, was recognized and established as a condition by Sir George Frederick Still, a British doctor who described it as a defect of moral control after documenting cases of impulsive behavior within children. In the mid-50s, a stimulant medication called Ritalin was created and was being prescribed for hyperactivity. In 1980, the American Psychiatric Association officially titled the condition as Attention Deficit Disorder, but revised that title in 1987 to Attention Deficit Hyperactivity Disorder. By 1998, the American Medical Association stated that ADHD was one of the most researched disorders. However, the cause of it was still unknown. Great strides have been made in better understanding the disorder, which is focused on teaching management of life skills, and the Ascension Counseling Center embraces the latest techniques and technologies to help.
I know I worked a lot with ADHD children. The kind of comments they would make whenever their issues were under control was, wow, everything's so clear. I can see everything now. Or my favorite one was, I'm so happy now.
But it's not just ADHD that the Counseling Center provides services for. Ascension Parish is one of only 3 parishes in the state of Louisiana that provides counseling for a multitude of mental and emotional health conditions readily available for little to no cost to Ascension Parish residents.
There are people who are having difficulty concentrating or paying attention, whether they have attention deficit or ADHD. We have people who come to us because they have difficulty doing their job. Something that they're doing may take 5 or 6 steps, and they can't complete it. They can't get all the way through. They get distracted. They go off and do something else. People are losing their jobs for things like this.
Everyone is different, and that there are chemistries in people that make people feel differently. And it's not fair for you to go through life living a difficult life, be it depression or anxiety, because you feel like this is what I've been dealt. I don't think you have to live that way to be dealt. You don't have to be dealt that and live that way for the rest of your life.
We're really very unique. We provide, because we provide very diverse services, many agencies provide a single service. They may provide just an Alzheimer's treatment, or they may be a day treatment for adults only. So we're very unique in that we provide the traditional 1 hour of therapy, which is what really goes on in private practice more than community mental health. We really are more like a private practice model, but we serve people in a public community mental health way.
So if you or someone you know suffers from ADHD or any other day-to-day difficulties, be it mental, emotional, or substance abuse, the friendly staff at the Ascension Counseling Center is available to help in a safe atmosphere that garners protection for your privacy.
We have what I believe is one of the best staffs in the business. We are a community agency, publicly funded, but that does not mean that our staff is second rate. Our staff is part of the reason for our success. We have social workers and counselors. They're all licensed professionals. They're all licensed by the state of Louisiana to provide services here.
It's amazing to see how some of the children and adults make such a drastic turnaround once they, from the beginning, the first time you see them compared to the time that they've been on medication or they've been seeing their counselor for a while. It's really amazing. I've seen some especially children, make some really wonderful turnarounds. So that's definitely a benefit or something that makes it rewarding to work where I work, for sure.
The Ascension Counseling Center has 2 locations, one in Gonzales and one in Donaldsonville. In most cases, you will be able to see a counselor the moment you arrive at the center, and your visit is strictly confidential. For more information, contact the Ascension Counseling Center or visit www.ascensionparish.net.
Today is a special day. Today we gather as a nation and as an international community to recognize the selfless decision of one of the most influential women of our time. She's been recognized by religious figures and politicians around the world. To us, she's just Rachel. But to the rest of the world, she's the woman who, after having one too many drinks, chose not to drive home buzzed. Here today to honor Rachel is the family whose lives she spared.
The average text takes your eyes off the road for nearly 5 seconds.
Thanks for watching this edition of Inside Ascension. We hope you enjoyed it. Remember, you can reach us at insideascension@apgov.us. We welcome your comments and thank you for watching.
Before we leave you, here's a little lagniappe from an Ascension Parish ambassador at the crown jewel of Louisiana's River Road. From Homa's House Plantation and Gardens, here's Judy Whitney Davis. Thanks for joining us, and please keep watching Ascension 21.
Old Man River, that old man river, he don't say nothing, but must know something. That old man river, he just keeps rolling along. He don't chop cotton, he don't plant taters, 'cause them that's plant 'em is soon forgotten. That old man river, he just keeps rolling along.